Hey guys, Champ here, welcome back to the channel. So today, as usual, or not as usual, we'll be pulling on my dear friend's account. So we'll be pulling some shards for the 2XA event and the champion chase. So, let's get into it. I always love pulling shards, especially when you see that bright flash of gold. Oh wow, oh, epic, oh, Ultimate Galak is alright, I think. Ooh. Talia, oh, she's alright. Two Fortress Goons. First up is identical. It's actually hilarious because I've almost never seen him before. But yeah, Talia is really good for Finite for the beginning, like, because she attacks 3 times. Oh, Grunch, Killjoy. I think he's already got him. He's got most of them. Cagebreaker, Jareg. Oh, that's nice. That's very good for a champion chase. So, we're looking for Geo. Allure would be good, but not as much as... Oh, legendary already! Wixwell! Wixwell! Yes! Wixwell! He has been nerfed and still is the king of Clan Boss. He is invincible. He is broken beyond belief. They nerfed him and he's still OP. Before they nerfed him, he was unspeakably insane. Oh my goodness, this is ridiculous. This is amazing. The only thing that could top this off is an R-Man's pull. Like, there's almost nothing better. He can help you go from a 5-key Ultra Nightmare to a 1-key completely half-kill Ultra Nightmare. So we've got his attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit has a 40% chance of placing a provoked debuff for 1 turn. If the target is a boss, the chance increases to 80%, which is interesting because provoke doesn't work on any boss except for one of the Hydra heads. Damage based on defense. Then we have attacks all enemies. Also has a 75% chance of placing a 50% decrease attack debuff for 2 turns. Also increases the duration of all ally buffs by 1 turn. Then increases the value of all shields on all allies. Value of each shield is increased proportional to the total number of buffs which had their duration increased. That's every 3 turns, so I think you can speed tune it. So he increases the shield and you end up with like a 5 billion shield. I've seen people like with an actual 5 billion HP shield. It's ridiculous. Then we've got places 2 intercept stacks on an ally target, places a 60% increased defense buff and a shield buff on all allies for 2 turns. The value of the shield is proportional to this champion's defense every 3 turns. Then his passive is, at the start of each round, places a counter-attack buff on this champion for 1 turn. This buff cannot be removed at the end of this champion's turn. Place a counter-attack buff on them for 1 turn. Then his aura is, increases ally defense in all battles by 28%. So, my friend was previously running a Man-Eater Unkillable. It could go to about turn 50. This is going to get into 1-key Ultra Nightmare and probably do some damage to Hydra as well. So this is really good. Oh my goodness, that's the 30-second shard, and we've already got Wixwell, I think. Whew, if we keep going at this rate. Oh well. Oh, Basileus Roanas, he's alright. It's a legendary in the exact same point in the next summon turn. I'll give it. I'll take it. Like, who wouldn't? But I don't think he's amazing. I've never seen anyone use him. I think he's got an AoE stun. It attacks 1 enemy. 80% chance of stealing 1 random buff from the target. 80% chance of placing a block buff. So that's 100% if they have no active buffs. So that's not great. It's alright. Attacks 1 enemy 3 times. Will ignore increased defense, shield, and block damage buffs, as well as 50% of the target's defense. That's every 3 turns. So that's pretty good. That's an average arena nuker skill. No extra turn. Like, no, it's no, what are they called? Variables or anything. Like, no. So it's nice and solid, as in, like, no, if this is a crit, deals extra damage, but, like, it deals less if it's not a crit. Just nice and basic. And then, yeah, this is what I thought. Attacks all enemies. Places a stun debuff for 1 turn. Decreases each target's turn meter by 50% if the stun debuff is not placed. So that's pretty good. He's not bad. High Elf Faction Wars, he'd probably be great. But he's not a game changer. Nothing as good as Wixwell. But, oh yeah. And then Miscreated Monster's also pretty good. Very, good epic, actually. Legendary class. Attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit has a 50% chance of placing a stun. That books to 25. Has a 50% chance of placing a 6% decreased defense for 1 turn if the stun is placed. Damage based on HP. Attacks all enemies. 50% chance of placing a shield debuff for 1 turn. That becomes... Oh, that doesn't book up, which is alright. Places a shield buff on all allies for 3 turns equal to 25% of the damage inflicted. Damage based on HP. That's every 3 turns when fully booked. So that's very good for Spider. Because it AoE stun and then shield on all allies. Then we've got... Place a 50% ally protection buff on all allies except this champion for 3 turns. Heals this champion by 50% of their max HP. Places a 15% continuous heal buff on this champion for 3 turns. And then that becomes a 4-turn cooldown. Then his passive is places a fear debuff on the attacker for 1 turn whenever an ally is attacked while under an ally protection buff. So that's good. Like, he's actually very good. Increases ally HP in arena by 33, so not great. But he, like, his kit... You know, like, if you read through it, like, it doesn't sound great. Like, Ally Protect is alright, the stun is alright, but he's actually, like, a lot better than he sounds on paper. So that's really good. Alright, so this will be our last one. Zelotar. Mordecai, oh, that's a dupe. So, well, I think... Just had a look, and we'll open 10 Ancients, 10 Voids, and a Sacred. So, we're going, sure, hopefully we'll get a Void Legendary as well. That would be awesome, because he doesn't have many. Oh, actually, he's only summoned 1. Oh, Lodric Falconheart, he's pretty good. But yeah. Oh, no, we're on the Silken. Still looking for a Geo, because he really wants a Geo. Who doesn't? Even people with Geo want another Geo. Yeah. Oh, that was a big delay. Cold Heart's pretty good. Retainer, I don't know. Oh, what? No epics? Oh, come on. There's a 2 by chance. That's ridiculous. Alright, so 1 Sacred. And then that'll be all. Epic. No Geo. Just Oathbound, who is... Oh, attack and defense is a decent multiplier if you can get him up, and then a freeze, but he's got a lock active skills and decrease attack, but it's the weak one. Oh no, it books up, so he's not great. Alright, so I've just bought a few more shards with gems. We'll open 30 more, and then hopefully we'll get something great. Although Wixwell is kind of like basically the best you can get. Legendary! Oh, Karato Foxhunter. He's pretty good. He's not amazing. Like, compared to Wixwell, in my opinion, let me know what you think in the comments, but I think Wixwell sets your expectations too high. But Karato Foxhunter, I think he's quite nice. I actually think the people I've talked to think he's terrible, and I think he's a bit underrated, especially as a starter, at least. So you got attacks one enemy 3 times. Each hit has a 20% chance of placing a 25% weaken debuff for 2 turns. That becomes 30%. So that's basically almost a guaranteed weaken, which is actually quite good. Then we've got attacks one enemy, places a stun debuff for 2 turns, grants an extra turn, and resets the cooldown of this skill if Yumeko is on the same team, and this skill kills an enemy. So that's every 3 turns. So every 3 turns does a 2-turn stun on 1 enemy. And then if you've got Yumeko, who is a Void Legendary, so the chances are you won't have her, then you get extra bonuses. Then this one is very good. Attacks all enemies, places a block active skills buff on debuff on all allies for 2 enemies for 2 turns. This debuff cannot be resisted if Yumeko is on the same team. So he actually deals a fair bit of damage. And then a full team enemy AoE lock active skills for 2 turns is very good, especially in arena and stuff when you've got like all mythics in endgame and they require active skills to transform. Like most people, you won't be able to win if you don't have any active skills most of the time. Then you've got Damage inflicted by this champion cannot be decreased by enemy passive skills or masteries except by the passive skills of bosses. Damage inflicted by this champion cannot be increased by either this champion's masteries or ally passive skills except when attacking bosses. Whenever Yumeko dies, instantly grants a turn to this champion and resets the cooldowns of each of this champion's skills. So basically, if Yumeko dies, he instantly gets a go with all skills ready. And then his aura is increase the ally crit rate in all battles by 20%. So that's actually pretty good. Like, as long as he deals a bit of damage, that's a fairly nice kit. So, that's 3 legendaries in what will be less than 100 shards. So that's pretty good. Just way good. No, legendaries. Oh well. Last 10, and then that'll be it. Hoping for a legendary, but 3 gold is really good. Oh no, Fudbar the Bard. Oh, no. Definitely hoping for Geo, but didn't get him, so. Well. 3 legendaries is crazy in 80 shards. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you got during this amazing boost. First time, I think one of the first times Plarium's ever done this, all boosts at once. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.